Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the G22 Report. I am your host, Johnnie Market. Remember, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Remember the disclaimers below. Nothing should be construed as financial investment advice. These are just my opinions, thoughts on the markets. And what I have to say is, I have a cool little Instagram account I've made for this channel. Let me see if I can share it. I'm not going to put it in the notes just yet. It'll be next video. Because yeah, it's not verified and it's not verified and it's everything, but I have sort of some funny memes in it. But I will get that to you. Here's one of them I made. Let me share my screen. These are new developments. I want to be able to get this soon. I'm going to share some of these on Substack. I forgot. Remember to follow me Substack below. I got to share them there, but here you go. Finally, Johnnie Market has made a new video. So here it is right here. This is the meme right there. That's sort of like the rock. So you can see right there. J22 report. Stop sharing now. Let me share again. So yeah, let's get into the news and I'll talk about the markets again. So this is what people don't talk about. The stock market's made new highs, but if you look at this, the AI data center boom is now slowing, and a rising number of them are facing delays. Iran's actually attacking some in the so-called peace. Now it's like every week, and then the markets close for the week, and now all of a sudden they're fighting again. I guess this is the new war. You only fight, instead of working during the week, you fight on weekends and rest during the week, I guess. I don't know. It's like 16.2 gigawatts of data center expected to come along, but only 5 is under construction. The 11 is announced with no visible construction. So remember, we all heard about this data center boom, but a lot of these things are delayed, pushed back, and so you can see this 40% of US data centers projects due this year are at risk of falling behind schedule more than 3 months. This isn't like falling behind schedule. 1 month, 2 months, 40%. So yeah, who could have thought that? Look at this. Permitting obstacles, limited grid capacity. That's creating additional delays. Primary bottlenecks, chronic storages of electrical equipment, especially transformers, where delivery times have stretched to as long as 5 years compared to 24 to 30 months. So now they're 5 years. So instead of, 12, 24, 2.5, now they're, 5 years. So, of course, labor shortages, which means, cheap labor, they're not willing to pay. So yeah, the build out is stalling, and I always said this AI. I do AI things, but it is gonna fail. And what I thought was actually rich is, let me see. Oh, here's the thing. Before I go to that one, let's go to this, and then we'll go to what I just did. If you look at this, this is Fortune here. I hope it actually shows. I'm going to just stop sharing and then I'm going to share again. So yeah, Gen Z workers are so fearful that AI will take their job that they are sabotaging the company's rollout. So that's the other thing, and this could be why data centers is they're now Yeah, everyone thought they could just brag about AI taking their jobs, and they thought there would be no opposition. Well, here it is. They're one obstacle off guard, and they really thought, like, to show how dumb, the people in the private sector are nowadays. They really didn't think their own workers would sabotage this. Like, it didn't even occur to them. you know, I'm not making the decisions. I didn't talk about this publicly, but I don't make the decisions. Yeah, their own workers. So look at this. Intelligence finds a significant share of employees are trying to sabotage AI rollout. And this is, across the US, Europe, and the number jumps to 44% of Gen Z. So yeah, yeah. This AI cannot happen unless they're guaranteed to keep employing people. So, and I mean, there's an easy way to do this. This is all government contracts. This is what AI is. You want these tax breaks, you want these government contracts, you want all this for AI, you got to hire a lot of people. You have to have good paying jobs and hire a lot of people. You can't just keep all the government contract money yourself. Uh, Look at this. Some employees outright refusing to use AI tools. Others even admitted to tampering with performance reviews and generating low output work to make it look less appear. So yeah, you can tell they're sabotaging. They're claiming they would, of course, Fortune 500 corporate media. They're saying it's backfiring, but if you look at it, they have not. If you look at it, that's why the AI stocks have had a dip. That's why they're data centers. So, and then I actually find this rich, because they didn't really care when it was the common man losing their jobs, but now top CEOs are exiting. Look at this: Coca-Cola, Walmart. Transformation is the reason this stepping down. So they didn't care. I mean, this class, they did not care when it was the common man losing their job. In fact, they said it's just new reality, but I think this is poetic justice. Now they're losing their job. So anyway, let's more economic. This is very indicative of the economy. Americans are nearing retirement, say they plan to take Social Security as soon as possible. And so many Americans are gloomy about the future of Social Security, and they aren't keen on waiting till 70 to start collecting. More than a quarter of Gen X, 4 to 10 boomers, said they'll start as soon as possible, as soon as they're eligible at age 62. So yeah, and that's the thing. This is going to blow up the budget. And I mean, the other thing is people are living less. So I think more and more people are like, yeah, you don't like if you do the math, like you don't really start making money on that until you're 80. So a lot of people are like, am I going to live to 80? Am I even going to live past? And some people are thinking, I'm going to take it at 62 because will I even live past 70? Will I live to 70? So anyway, so yeah, I think people, and I also think a lot of people are taking it because they're like, hey, if I get fired at age 63, I have to work for 7 more years, but that requires, finding a job. Will I be able to find a job? So I think a lot of people are also just taking Social Security. And not only that, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and then you turn 62, all of a sudden you have disposable income. Now, I'm not saying you should have disposable income, but let's say you're like, okay, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I take Social Security, I'll just put this in a savings account and earn interest. And then if I get fired or lose a job, I'll have something. So anyway, another theme. I was telling you this. Lower those margins if you're a businessman. The days of high margins they're over. PepsiCo lost billions of dollars amid Doritos. Now it's trying to earn shoppers back. So basically, they decided to make Doritos bags $7 a bag. And what do? They raise prices on Doritos, Tostitos, and others. So what do? They probably brought the store brand, or they probably bought other chips. Uh, yeah, I told you, lower those margins. Sorry, the days of good margins and everything are over. Lower those margins. Who's buying the gold, dipping gold? China and Poland. So there you go. Central banks still acquiring. As you can see, prices are down now. And then let's see, USPS, United States Postal Service, they're halting contributions to pension plans after the warning of cash crisis. This was a while ago, but you can see, yeah, post office, it's been broke, but it'll probably go broke even more. And then look at this. This isn't InfoWars or Zero Hedge. This is major central bank urges adults to keep 1 week's worth of cash at home for food, medicine, and prepare for the worst case. And what is this? The Sweden Central Bank. So, pick what you want. Sweden Central Bank. Actually, look at the stock market. It's going very strong. You look at the S&P's made new highs, but the Dow has not. The Dow is still below that 50,000 mark. Let's just look at the NASDAQ. I think the NASDAQ has made a new high. So, I mean, but the Dow has not. Now, a lot of people say the Dow's catch up. So I think if it breaks out, I think S&P probably could go back to 8,000 or close to it. I don't think it will go to, but if you look at what I said, why is the stock market rallying? Look at here, oil prices. Oil has gone down drastically. And I think the stock market could go to 8,000, but I think that we're in a bull market in oil now that began this year, and it's going to continue, and it's going to cap the stock market. So that's what I think's going to happen. Right now, if you look at oil, it's just way down. This is WTI, and April 12th, this was out 104. And if you actually look at the 5-day, the stock market, S&P's gone up 300 points. Meanwhile, oil has gone down from 104 to 83.20. So this is what I said. When you hit 120 or $140 oil, this is when the market will have a serious correction. So you look at that's going through. One thing that really happened, which I'm very surprised, I'm not too surprised, was we've seen this before, meaning from 2009 to 2011, gold traded in tandem with the stock market. And if you look at it, gold, GLD, if you look at that chart, it's gone up. So gold is going up. It's up. GLD's up 11. Gold's up 2.5%. So you can see. So yeah, I think for the next couple of weeks, I think stock market will probably come to a top. The thing about oil, this is the biggest misconception. I talked about buying oil under 70 on this show, and I said stop buying oil. So I'm up significantly, and I think despite this correction, I think if you chose to follow me, you should probably be up significantly too. Now, depending on stocks or anything, and I'm not a financial advisor, so if you didn't, good. If you did and you're up, good. I mean, so if you did and you lost money, you completely did it wrong because I said to stop buying. So, I mean, all I say is make your own decisions, make your own investment advice. I just tell you what I'm doing. and consult a financial advisor, do your own research. And I'm not like a lot of other people. I remember I used to subscribe to Avi Gilbert's letter, and anytime I would bring up another analyst, he would like go nuts and act pretty unprofessional. Uh, and not only that, this analyst, I'm not going to say the other, and the analyst I brought up was actually more right than he was. It's way more right if you go back to 2022. He's a lot better. But I encourage people because I don't want people in a bubble. There's a lot of people in the newsletter. I'm just naming him for one because he thinks he's God. And he said silver wasn't going to go to 100. He was wrong. He said oil in January was going to go lower. It went from 50, not down, but 52. So he was wrong on his bond call. So it's been wrong a lot. So he actually is a good, solid analyst, but he's wrong a lot. And anyway, and it's because he uses Elliott wave like God, and it's like anything. It's a tool. Technical fundamentals, they're all tools. You're going to get burned if you just use one. Because like that's the thing. The reason he got the oil thing wrong is the chart showed where the trend was going. It didn't show the changing, and I saw the changing. But going back to oil, Iran is not. I mean, I wish Iran war didn't happen for morality reasons, but market reasons too. Because the reason oil is going up is a lot of companies are slowing down production. They're not selling anymore. Hedges. They're not hedged anymore, so they're going to really cut back production. So I think had the Iran war come, oil would be more bullish now. Now I think we're sort of finding a floor because a lot of oil has been destroyed, and we don't know how much. We don't know all these refineries and all these oil fields that were attacked. We don't know when they're going to get back on. But I'm still bullish on oil for. I think it'll go for 1 or 2 more years. 120 or 150. I mean, it has gone up, but I mean, really. I don't see 2008 like when oil went to 140 bullishness where everyone's buying electric, they're saying hybrids are the future, peak oil. I don't hear stuff like that, so I don't think this is the top. But in my opinion, I'm just holding cash right now. I'm not really buying anything. Because we know the market's going to crash. That'll be a buying opportunity. And now I'm in the middle of buying a house. So, but that's all I have for now. Just wanted to go with the oil market. I think gold, over the next 10 years, I think gold's going to go up to 25,000. So I always have a position. I'm looking to buy back into gold. I do want to buy, but it's not hitting my targets right now. I might buy a little more. I'm not sure. But anyway. That's all. Just remember, nothing should be construed as financial investment advice. My opinions, thoughts on the market. I'll see you next video.